Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review slash preview. Anthologies are weird to review because every story is a little bit different. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna show you. We're gonna talk about Image number one. This is a new series premiere that Image put out to celebrate 30th anniversary of Image, of the first Image comic with a year-long parade of all new stories from some big names in comics. So each story will be there's some stories that are 12 parts, there's some stories that are multiple parts that will end here. So if you're an Image collector, I think this is something that you really want to get into. And let's just I'm just going to show you. I won't go through everything. But we have here all these stories. Look at the multiple creative teams, just some amazing stuff. And I'll go through some of my favorite stories from this issue that I read. But we have just an immensity of talent here, and I'm very excited for an anthology book like this. It almost feels to me like I love reading Shonen Jump. I'm a big fan of the. I have the subscription to their app, but I used to like buy the magazine that just comes with all new chapters. This is what it feels like to me. I'm surprised that mm, with the rise of manga, other publishers are not really grabbing onto that idea of like, yeah, let's just do a an anthology book with like a quick little story that you can tell in 8 pages, and then move on. Because I know comics take a little bit longer than manga to do, but yeah, I would think that'd be really interesting. So let's cover some of the stories here. First up, first and foremost, one of my favorite ones, Old Dog by Declan Shelby and Clayton Cowles on letters. Declan Shelby is just doing some really cool stuff. You might have seen our review already for Electro 100, where Declan also uh, he did a story as well in that book. So very excited for this. Just love the art. Whenever Declan does a book where he's kind of in charge of everything, um, I'm always very excited because I know it's going to turn out good and it's just going to have some fun, interesting ideas. So yeah, that's the first story we're gonna go over here, Old Dog. Next up, we have a story called "Gospel for a New Century" by Wyatt Kennedy and Luana Vecchio. Vecchio recently did a comic that I really enjoyed. I believe it's called Bolero, and here we are again. So really captured my eyes here. Next up, I want to show you the Stupid Fresh Mess. This is by Scotty Young, uh, which looks like the super most meta comic. If you follow Scotty Young on Instagram, you'll see that he's drawing stuff like this all the time. So it's really cool to see this, almost like a strip from the newspaper, right? So very cool. So Scotty Young with letters by Nate Picos. Next we have Hopeless by Mirka Andolfo, Chara Di Francia, and Fabio Amelia. This one just looked cool. Like Andolfo does some really interesting stuff with the stories, but this one, just the look of it, the colors, and even just starting with this big bloody knife. That's kind of what really drove me into this one. This one just looks weird as hell. And of course, I was, if you have something done by Kyle Higgins, I'm gonna definitely enjoy that. So this last story that I'm gonna talk about is called Shift by Kyle Higgins, Daniel Dinucolo, Walter Piamonte, Katia Ranalli, and Becca Carey. So overall, I think if you pick up this, I would recommend. First of all, if you're a collector of comics, this is a pretty big deal in my opinion. So I would definitely. There's gonna be so many new characters, new appearances. First, like key collectors, all the issues, because that's how anthologies work, right? They introduce characters. So you know, 12 of these throughout the year. I mean, yeah, 12 of these throughout the next year. You're definitely gonna enjoy it. The cool thing about anthologies is if you don't like the one story, you can always go to the next one. I only highlighted a few here, but there's definitely more. So highly recommend you check this out. And I didn't even talk about the cover. Let me show you this before the end of the video. Like just seeing Radiant Black here, reading the issue of Youngblood. It's kind of a cool pairing, just like a sandwich of Image Comics, right? One of the more modern, latest comics with Radiant Black. One of their oldest initial comics with Youngblood, which I believe Youngblood was the first one to be printed. I think that's why it's on the cover here. And I'm sure if I'm mistaken, somebody will let me know that in the comments. But yeah, I mean, look, this is just fun comic books, fun stuff, anthologies. I love the anthology format. I think it's something that's kind of grown into me recently. And as much as I love the serialized format of just monthly comics, with the anthologies, you get a lot of bang for your buck. And one other cool thing about anthologies, you take this to a convention, you can get like 20 signatures on it. You know, it's like it's one of those books that you can get a bunch of people sign. You get to meet the authors, and that's always super cool. With conventions kind of gearing back up, this would be a perfect issue to grab, take to a convention, get a bunch of books. Like this could be your traveling buddy for the next few convention rounds. But let us know what you thought about this issue in the comments below. And as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, share the video. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews. We have movie reviews, TV recaps, trailer reactions, all that fun stuff. On our next live, we will be talking about the worst comic book movies starting in 1998 to the modern era. We thank everyone that responded to our survey. We're putting together the data. So we will also have a list for listeners and viewers of this channel. So, yeah. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.